Am I the asshole for assuming our kids will take my last name? My 29F husband, 29M, and I are pregnant. We're happy about it, but it's all happened so fast, so we didn't discuss details before. Today, while we were fantasizing about our future, I kind of wistfully said the full name of our baby, gender-neutral first name we chose, and my last name. He was upset and asked why I assumed they would take my name. I said it was BC. I thought he didn't care about his last name, whereas my last name is very important to me. Context: I never changed my last name when we got married because in my culture this is uncommon, and my name also has very heavy cultural and historical significance. I am extremely proud of it, and I am also very close with my extended family. My husband has no relationship with his family, as his parents abandoned him to his uncle who abused him for years until he moved in with me. When we were getting married, he wanted to change his last name to mine, BC. He feels like my family is his real family, which I was okay with, but eventually we decided he doesn't need to go through that hassle since he's a part of our family regardless. He's never expressed any type of interest in his heritage, Irish, and even when I suggested we go visit Ireland he was uninterested. But now he said people will think the kid is not his, and that it's disrespectful to have kids not take the father's last name. I was confused because he has never expressed any such sentiment before. I told him my last name is non-negotiable, so we can hyphenate it. He was resistant since both our last names are clunky and long, but eventually he said only if his name comes first. I got really annoyed at his implication that there's something wrong with taking the mom's last name, so maybe I was a little petty and said, "Suits me, that way people will think your name is just a middle name and mine is their last name." He told me I was being an asshole and left the house. It's been a couple of hours and he's responding to my texts with one-word responses. Edit: I am seeing some misunderstanding about why he never changed his last name to mine. I thought it was a good idea, and so he was doing research on the process, but ended up complaining to me that the process seemed like a big hassle. After which I told him that my family loves him regardless of what name he has, so he decided to not go through with it. Right now we decided to discuss this whole thing in the morning after we get some sleep, and I will try to offer some of the suggestions people made in the replies. Thank you for the many responses, everyone. It helped to put some things into perspective for me. Hello everyone, some of the responses from the original post gave me ideas for how to approach the issue with my husband, so I wanted to give an update. After my husband came home, we decided to talk in the morning as he was tired and still a little upset. Next morning he was really trying to push the topic aside and said he didn't care what name we choose anymore, he just didn't want to keep talking about it. I didn't think that was a good idea, but I was worried he'd get angry if I just pushed it, so I asked him if we could just cuddle for a while. I brought it up again by apologizing for my comment that I made about the hyphenated name. He said he didn't want to hyphenate our names anyway. We talked for a while about a lot like my family, culture and his family, etc., but basically he felt like the odd one out. I reminded him again about how much my family, especially my parents and brother, love him and treat him like a son/brother. They really do treat him like the baby of the family because that's how they always treated me as the youngest. My extended family loves him as well. He said he felt like he was still stuck with his shitty family even though he hasn't talked to any of them in years. And if our baby has his name, it would be like he was connected with the baby through that name and not his family. I was dreading asking him this, but based on comments in my other post it made too much seem not to at least ask. So I asked him if he thinks he would like taking my last name, so he didn't have to share his last name with them anymore. He said that he was too embarrassed to suggest this again to my family because he felt like it would look badly that he keeps changing his mind on this topic, like he didn't respect this decision or my family's name. I convinced him that they wouldn't feel that way and that I would help him with every step of the name-changing process if he wants that. We ran it by my parents to prove to him they were okay with it, and they were super supportive. He seems really happy about this decision and even excited while we were gathering all the info to make sure it's a smooth transition. I'm also planning to have some more detailed discussions with him about other things we never really discussed specifics of, so we don't catch each other by surprise again, haha. Thank you again everyone for the perspective and for the suggestions.